What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Modern Philosopher. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why the fear of failure is not the virtue that a lot of us think it is. So stick around for this video. I think it's important you guys hear this. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just hit that like button down below just so we can get some more exposure out there. Comment just to let me know your thoughts and opinions on the topic, or if there's a topic you want me to talk about. And as always, share with your friends and family, because I think it's important we all help each other figure out the answers to life's biggest questions. So when I talk about the fear of failure, I think a lot of us, and especially in today's hustle mentality that a lot of people have, we oftentimes think that, having the fear of failure is a good thing because it'll push you to always be successful, or it'll push you at least to strive for greatness, right? However, I think a lot of us don't necessarily understand the pressure that fear puts on us, right? So the first reason, the first reason why I think the fear of failure is a vice versus a virtue is because we don't really understand what it means to fail. See, a lot of us think that failure is a bad thing, or failing in something is a bad thing, right? But it's not necessarily. If you look at how a lot of bodybuilders and weightlifters train, oftentimes they have a term called muscle failure, right? And what happens when you get to muscle failure is you work until you cannot go on anymore, right? Meaning your muscles fail to work. What happens is, as you reach muscle failure, that's where a lot of the growth starts to set in, right? That's where a lot of the gains that you want to see start happening. The same is true in life, right? Failure doesn't mean that you are all of a sudden off track, or you're off the path that you're supposed to be on. It simply means that you're starting to address some of the deficiencies that you have that are preventing you from going and seeing more success in your life. So if there's a reason why you fail, and you're cognizant enough to find out why you failed or why you didn't achieve the goal that you set out to achieve, you can start addressing those deficiencies, right? Failure is like a steps to success, right? You fail your way to success, essentially. You're not really gonna see somebody who is always doing everything right. Those people rarely exist. You can probably think of one example, but you can think of a lot more examples of people who have failed more time than they've succeeded. But because of the skill, and because of the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that you get from having failures, right, you now have skills, knowledge, and wisdom to help you be more successful. The other reason that having the fear of failure is a vice is because it gives you such a narrow focus, okay? Some of us have picked out a certain avenue for ourselves in life, whether we feel called to it or not, right? Whether it's based off of our talents or just our desires, we've picked out a certain path for ourselves in life, and we've made it a commitment to ourselves that this is the only path in our life where we will find success. So for some people, it's being an athlete. For some people, it's being a musician, being an actor, or whatever, right? So we limit our opportunities to this simple path, and if we don't find success in that, right, then we all of a sudden get to a point where we don't know what we're supposed to do. And the fear of failure gives us such a narrow focus that we miss opportunities to be successful in our lives through other avenues, right? An example would be myself. When I was in high school, I was an athlete. I played varsity sports, and I had an opportunity to go play college football. It was, a lower tier school, but I had that opportunity. But it wasn't a big enough opportunity to where I could have took it further and seen great success. So when I left high school, I didn't go play college football. But now I'm successful in my life through other avenues because I was able to widen my focus or my horizons and not have such a narrow focus in my life as to what success means to me or how success is defined, right? And the third reason why the fear of failure is a vice is because it puts unrealistic expectations on you. Some of us, really most of us, with the mindset of fearing to fail, we set the bar up for ourselves so high, it's impossible to reach it. And I'm not a fan of having expectations. I prefer to work your way and to know your own limits, right? If you know you can't do something, it's okay to try to better yourself, but don't all of a sudden think that, well, I can't do it now, but all of a sudden I have to be able to do it in the future, right? Like, I expect myself to be able to do backflips because I've done backflips before, right? And although it's a little bit challenging for me to do it now versus when I was 15 or 16, I still know how to do it. That's an expectation that I can have because I've already done it. But if I expect myself to all of a sudden be able to run a Fortune 500 company as a CEO when I've never done something like that, nor have I acquired the skills to do that, that would then be an unrealistic expectation on myself. Some of us have these expectations of greatness and grandeur when we've not really had anything that can suggest that we are capable of these, you know, of these attributes, right? We are not, we don't really have anything in our lives, in our credit score, you know, our life credit score that says, hey, this person is capable of being the president, of being a CEO in a company, of being the greatest athlete to ever live, right? I think what we should do is say, okay, where do I want to go? Or at least, what can I do is the better question, right? Not necessarily where you want to go, but what opportunities do you have right now? What can you improve on? And what can you, keep maintaining? What can you develop in so that you can see how successful you will be in those avenues? And what you'll find is one door opens another door, opens another door, opens another door. And as you develop yourself in certain areas, you can start seeing success that way. I think when we put fear, when we put expectations on ourselves in just one specific area, or we make it such a grand goal that it impresses people, it also puts a lot of pressure on us that if we don't achieve it, then there's no point in living. And I don't think that's a fair expectation to put on ourselves, right? So the real thing is this: failure is not a bad thing. Now, if you're consistently failing in the same thing, then maybe you need to look at whether that path you're taking is the right path for you. But failure is not a bad thing. Failure is the opportunity for you to address your deficiencies. And if you can change your mindset from fearing failure to I accept it and now I'm getting better in whatever area I failed at, you will see a lot more success. Anyway, guys, that's my word for the day. I hope it made sense. I hope you guys understood what I was trying to tell you. I hope you took away the message, the main theme. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in another video. Deuces.